Good morning, everybody. It's December 3rd, whopping 9 degrees outside. I'm at the North Slope Trailhead, snowmobile parking and cross-country ski trailhead. I've got my skis out this year. Haven't had them out for a couple years. Last year with my shoulder all banged up, I couldn't get out, but we're gonna go see if they have any groomed trails, and if not, we'll go make our own. All right, so I don't know if I'm old school or cheap. It's one or the other. But I've got a pair of good heavy leather 3-pin boots, telemark boots, with the cable bindings though. The pins, I don't actually use the pins. And just a pair of old skis I think I picked up for $3 at a thrift store. So going uphill, these require skins. They're a little fat to fit in the groomed trails, but they're longer, a little wider than cross-country skis, and they're awesome for when you want to get off the trail. So it seems as though they groomed this probably 2 days ago, but we've got a couple inches of fresh snow, so not so groomed, but it's okay. It's groomed enough up underneath. I should be able to get some good glides in. So here's a little bit of a rundown of the different trails. It's got GPS points and the data. We started clear up here at the trailhead and I've made it to almost to D. Oh, B. I am at B. So we're just going to do a small loop today. Cross-country skiing is a little different than hiking. A lot more effort involved. I'm already winded, and I don't think I've been a quarter mile yet. So, the most dangerous part of the main trails is right up here ahead. It's a pretty good decline into a little narrow bridge that crosses the B.R.O.R.A River, the east fork of the B.R.O.R.A River. So, with the idea of not falling to my death, I'm gonna put my camera away for a minute. All right, see, there's no body prints on that trail. I made it all the way down. Without falling. We'll cruise up across the bridge. And folks, this is where clay on the trail really got started. I've been using the name Clay on the Trail for probably 10 years with email accounts. There was a Mountain Man publication that was out. It was called On the Trail, and I just thought it was cool. So I became Clay on the Trail. But this spring, when I had my shoulder operated on, I got cabin fever, something horrible. I couldn't take it anymore, and I finally got to where the doctor told me I could have some activity, but not strenuous activity. So I made my son come with me, and we snowshoed up a different trail than this, but just on the other side of the river, there's an ungroomed trail. Follows a canal. Anyway, we snowshoed up into it and dropped down into the river, and I started taking pictures and video of that. And that was what gave me the, I don't know, the idea or the nerve or the whatever it takes to put myself out there and start making videos. Now those videos never made it on because they were mostly still pictures. And while there's a place for still pictures, they weren't great, and there was about 30 seconds worth of them. So it's been almost a year and I've come full circle back to where it started. Okay, so even for a first timer, it's pretty tough to get lost out here. We do get a call into the sheriff's office here every now and then because there's one yurt that's just way out there and people don't realize how far it is. But there's letters and maps on all the major intersections. So I'm just doing a small loop today. I'm well, I don't know that I'm out of shape. I'm out of shape for skiing, so I'm not going to kill myself today. So I'm going to go down here and make a loop that's going to end up right back here and then head back. When this is groomed, it's a lot more fun. You actually get to ski down some of the hills. You just have to pay attention. That's how they get their groomer in and out. That would have added quite a bit of mileage to the trail. What I'm looking for are these blue marks. There is almost 2 foot of snow up here. They've groomed this, but I'm still packing a trail for about 6 inches, 8 inches worth anyway. Okay, so I made it to another junction. And this junction down here is the Lily Lake Road that goes up to Highway 150. Comes off of Highway 150 and goes up to Lily Lake. So there's a association, and I'll put a link to them down in the description. It's B.R.O.R.A, and it eludes me right now what it stands for, but it's Bear River something. Anyway, they have a bunch of yurts up here, so you have to join B.R.O.R.A for starters, be a member, and then you can rent the yurts on top of that, which are really cool. I've actually stayed in them once. On day trips like this, if no one's in them, it's nice to be able to step in them for just a minute and warm up. There's also some warming huts up here too. So if you're into helping out little organizations that do things for the outdoors, it's a great organization. It's small, not very well funded, so they would take all the help they could get. And if you're into camping but scared of winter camping, these yurts up here are awesome. The Lily Lake yurt, and I'm not sure about the others. I'd have to read up on those. I know you can snowmobile into it. So if you're not a cross-country skier, you could take your snowmobile or rent one. There's places to rent them up here. All right, this is getting steep enough. I'm gonna have to stop filming. But anyway, you can get a snowmobile and you can get a little sled and take your stuff in there, and then there's a wood-burning stove and propane stoves in them. Firewood's there for you to use. They're actually pretty awesome, and before winter is over, I know I will have a video of one of them. Okay, so when you're exerting a lot of energy, it doesn't matter if it's 9 degrees or not. I had to shed my coat, and that's why I always carry a backpack. I can hang. I actually have a puffy coat and then my soft shell. I hung both of those. Besides all the other stuff a guy needs to have out here. First aid kit, water, fire starter, food, emergency stuff. Oh, it's not very warm, but I'm moving enough. I'm dying. Okay, so here's a little lesson in being prepared. That signpost doesn't have a map. I kind of know where I'm at. I kind of know where I'm going to go. I know I'm not going to get lost. If I go that way, I'm going to head up at the Lily Lake Yurt. If I go that way, it's just a longer loop. That way is the way I want to go. But the only reason I know that is because I just went back and looked at the picture I took of the map at the beginning. So be prepared, folks. Be prepared. So the sun came out for just a second. It feels pretty good. Looks pretty good too. Okay, so I made it to the picnic table and the warming hut. Not much of a warming hut, but good for emergencies. And of course, I'm kidding, that was a portable bathroom. Warming hut's just up here. And I'm going to stop, cook up a cup of hot chocolate. I brought a little cup of noodles thing for lunch, but it's only like 10 o'clock. I'm not quite ready for that yet. Come on in, it's okay. Come on. He knows he's not allowed indoors. He's not allowed at my house, but this is not quite indoors. So, beautiful little log thing. Lean-to structure. Lots of firewood. There's an axe and some fire starter and stuff for people that are unprepared. Places to sit down. A steel picnic table. That might be wood. And they did the deck in Trex, but it must be a different kind of Trex. Most of the Trex boards I've ever walked on, you get a little snow on your boots and they're like ice skates. This isn't too bad. So, I'll cook up some hot chocolate. So I took one board and split it up with the axe. Just for a little ambience, have a little fire. Alright. So as it always happens, you get a little cocky when you're in perfect surroundings. I had newspaper and a match. And I cut those boards up into smaller, and of course it didn't work. So what I ended up doing was batoning with my pocket knife one of the boards I split with the axe down into some kindling sized wood. Putting it in there and using a good old cotton ball and Vaseline, my striker. And this fire will go because it took a little effort and I did it right this time. That's what it looks like when you do it right. And I'm really digging this stove setup. I'm going to do a review on it here pretty soon. So the weather changed for me just in time to get going again. Okay, well, I made it to the end of my loop. These are my tracks coming in. They're already covered in snow. Back down to the river. And then we'll come back up and this. Oh, there's a buck fence up there if you can see it. That's the trail out. My favorite part of the trail. Here's the East Fork again. I am sure to do some snowshoeing this year, up and down here. Once the road gets closed, the only way to get around is on a snowmobile or a snowcat. I have a snowmobile, but my bum of a snowmobile and partner moved. And it's stupid to go by yourself, so I don't know how much of that I'm going to get done this year. So now for the steep climb out of here, which would be the least favorite part of the trip, of the trail, and then out to the truck. Well, guys, I went just shy of 2.5 miles in 2 hours, just a little over 2 hours, but 40 minutes of that was at the warming hut, enjoying a cup of hot chocolate and a fire. Good exercise. It wore me out, and I've got to break my boots in a little bit more. I'm wearing a spot on my right foot, so I'll go home and put some oil on my boots. And thanks for coming along. Please give me a thumbs up if you like my videos, if you like the area I'm in. Subscribe to me. Just trying to build my channel up, bring as many people along as I can.